Joining us now, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina. Of course, Lindsey Graham not on the ballot tonight, but happy to share some time with us. And Senator, you've got one new Republican coming to the Senate from Indiana. You've got a hold in Tennessee. Do you feel like this is a vindication of President Trump's strategy, particularly on the issue of immigration and saying that there was a caravan about to invade the United States and, you know, that kind of rhetoric? Do you feel like you're giving him credit for drumming up the vote for Republicans?
I think there's three things. I think the Kavanaugh effect was real. United Republicans. I've never seen anything in my life to bring the Republican Party together more than the Kavanaugh hearing. I think the caravan was a nightmare for Trump state Democrats and the growing economy. We were dealt a good hand. What does this mean? That the conservative judicial train is going to keep running if we hold the Senate? I think we will. But I think those three things were a nightmare for Trump state Democrats: Kavanaugh, the caravan, and a good economy.
Senator, have you seen anything in the results so far tonight that would dissuade you from the idea that Democrats will likely take the House at some point tonight?
No, I think you're going to have pretty much what people thought. Probably, a small majority in the House. I think we'll pick up 3 or 4 seats. I don't know what's going on in Texas. Come on, Ted. But, at the end of the day, I think we're going to have a Democratic House and a greater majority in the Senate, and it'll be up to the President and all of us to find a way forward. Infrastructure, immigration reform, sentencing, prison reform are all possible with divided government.
Are you worried about Ted Cruz?
Well, I'm not worried. I'm concerned. O'Rourke's doing a hell of a job. I mean, I thought the socialism thing is not working in Florida, but it's working in Texas. So yeah, go figure. What the hell do I know?
I don't know if you can see. We just put the numbers up. It is too early to call, but
it's too early. But socialism is bigger than Texas, and I thought it would be.
Well, Senator, I got to ask you about Attorney General Jeff Sessions. A lot of folks think the president, who has made no secret of his displeasure with his own attorney general. A lot of people, and I put you in this category, basically said Sessions is likely gone after the midterms. Do you still believe that to be the case?
I think Jeff will step aside after the midterm, and the president will nominate somebody has more confidence in.
Resign or be fired?
I like Jeff, but it's clearly. Well, we'll see. But, every president deserves an attorney general to have confidence in. I like Jeff Sessions, but this is just not working. So if we hold the Senate, I think you'll probably see a new attorney general sometime next year.
Hey, Senator Graham, Chuck Todd here. I'm just curious. You were Mr. Gang of Eight.
Chuck.
How you doing, sir? You were Mr. Gang of Eight back at a time when, and I believe that you still are.
Yeah.
But I'm curious now on immigration reform. Do you think that things have gotten harder now to figure out this compromise on immigration? It looks to me that way when you see how polarized the public seems to be on the issue.
Right. Well, let me tell you, 70% of the public believes that the DACA recipients should, it was executive overreach, but 70% of Republicans believe the DACA eligible recipients should be allowed to stay in the country because they got no place to go. 70% of the country wants better border security. That's a good place to start. The one thing I can say, Chuck, you're smart about this. We were dealt a good hand in the Senate. I think we played it well. The Democrats were dealt a good hand in the House. Looks like they're going to win. The wall for DACA is a good place to start. To think that we can't solve problems with the House and the Senate being divided is a mistake.
Can you talk the president into that deal?
Yeah. I don't know, but I'll tell you this. The president will be on the ballot in 2020. I think he helped us a lot in the Senate, but we have to deliver. Prison reform and sentencing reform, I think, will get through both bodies. Immigration reform, a down payment on comprehensive reform, DACA and the wall, and an infrastructure bill. I think Democrats in the House would be receptive to that. But it's up to the president and all of us to work together. If they want to impeach him, it's not going to go very far. If they're willing to work with him and he says no, he'll have a problem.
Well, Senator, it's always good to talk to you. We got to jump. But by the way, would you like to be Attorney General? If asked, would you serve?
No. Thank you very much.
We'll leave it there. Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, thanks for your time, sir.
Good night.
Appreciate it.
You know, Savannah,
I've been told pretty authoritatively that Jeff Sessions is going to quit before he is fired, that is in play, and also from people very close to the situation, there's going to be a wholesale shakeup. That's been certainly projected. We've seen that coming, and it's going to go beyond, beyond Jeff Sessions. We don't know what is going to happen with Jim Mattis.
The
Defense Secretary has certainly lost favor with the president. He is not in favor with John Bolton, the National Security Advisor. There's been a lot of poisoning of the well, if you will, from people inside the White House against Jim Mattis. Mattis is not one to quit, not one to walk away, but he's been really marginalized in that he was against, well, a lot of people believe that he was against this border deployment and hasn't spoken up about it.
But talk about Sessions for a moment, though. If you remove him from the equation, where do we go with the Mueller investigation?
No, that is a big question, because if without Sessions, then you do not have a recused attorney general. You could have an acting attorney general who would not be recused.
That would mean Rod Rosenstein would be no longer in charge of it.
Exactly, and since they're holding the Senate, most likely they don't have to worry about confirmation.
Net negative on the Mueller probe in the exit poll.
People don't approve of it?
More people disapprove than approve.
Well, branding works. When you call someone something a witch hunt over and over again, Donald Trump may be the greatest marketer in history.
Witch hunt, angry Democrats, and all.
Absolutely.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.